Welcome to another episode of our live streaming about digital marketing tips. As always, we are going to try to keep it short but deliver a lot of content to you guys. Today's topic is going to be the 5 things you might not know about Google Ads. We're going to look at some things that are available to everybody, but that many of us might not use because they're either hidden or we never really cared about them because we did not know what benefit they could bring. In order to make things easier, I'm gonna summarize them first, and then we are gonna look into detail for each of those. The first thing is the deleting data that is breaking the algorithmic optimization. You might not know that, but there is a way to tell Google to ignore data in your account, and that's very helpful, and we will see why. We're also going to talk about experiments that are available, are very easy to find, but they can help you to actually test things prior to making changes by just delivering a portion of your traffic to those experiments. In addition to that, Google recently launched the Rich Planner, which is a great way to actually help you plan how much of a TV budget you might want to allocate to YouTube, or simply understand what YouTube could generate for any given budget. And we will see how to use that as well. We're also going to talk about notes. Notes are very easy and straightforward. You can literally make a note in your account, so a graph will tell you what happened when. I use notes all the time to make sure that if I do a change in an account, I know how it is affecting me. And since I manage a lot of accounts, I don't want to forget about changes I've made, so I make notes to be able to come back to them. And we will see how to leave notes directly into Google AdWords. And lastly, we're going to look into account insights. Account insights are often overlooked, but there is some nugget of data there that can be very, very helpful. With no further ado, we are going to look into each of them individually. As always, if you have any questions or if you want to ask anything really related to the topics we're covering today, please feel free to use the comment box either on LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitter. First of all, let's look into deleting harmful data. Harmful data can be painful. Let's imagine you are driving traffic to your website, and for whatever reason, your conversion tracking breaks, or you change something on the website that it worsened performance. You might have the need to actually get rid of that data to not ruin the optimization of the account. To get to do that, it's a bit unintuitive, but it's actually very easy. All you got to do, you need to click on Tools and Settings, and then under Share Library right here, you're going to have Bid Strategies. Once you click on Bid Strategies, what's going to happen is that you're going to have something called Advanced Controls. It's right here where the arrow is pointing. And then once you do that, you're going to have Data Exclusions right on the top corner. So you click on Data Exclusions, and then you click on the little plus button right here. And you're going to name your data exclusion. Usually in the name, I like to put the date and the reasoning as to why I'm pausing it. And then I express under descriptions a little bit more as to the reasoning why, in case I need to go back and I forget why I'm doing that. And then you put a start time and an end time. So it's gonna be, for example, April 3rd at 10 a.m. and then end time April 6th at 10 a.m. because maybe that's when we fixed our conversion tracking issue. Then you can launch it after selecting the campaign types you want to apply to. Right here, as you guys can see, we selected all campaign types and devices. So you actually have flexibility over where, when, and why you want to apply those changes. Once you do that, the next step is going to be to actually apply it. Once you apply it, that's done. Google is not going to consider that data anymore. It is a pretty powerful tool. I really like it and I use it a lot, particularly when there is some change that might affect my performance. Experiments is another very helpful tool that Google is offering for us. Let's just look at that in a little bit more detail. In the main campaign window, you know that there is a menu on the left where you can select campaigns, keywords, ads. All the way at the bottom under experiments, there is something called all experiments. And then it's going to open up a little nice menu where you can click the plus button, which will lead you to selecting a few things across, such as the campaign type. In this case, I selected search. And then I like to click on custom experiments. I like to make my own rules. Once you click there, you're gonna put the name and the description of the experiment. Again, in the name, just put what you're testing and maybe a date. In the description, just explain or articulate a little bit more why you're doing that experiment. Once you've selected everything, the next step is going to be selecting a campaign that you want to use for the experiment. And it is actually going to open up AdWords where you can make all the changes you want without actually affecting the original campaign. It's going to run it as a separate copy and create a base campaign, which is the one you selected, and the trial, which is the changes you've made. And then it's going to show you how they performed. In this case, I decided to have a 50-50 budget allocation, but you can decide to have it 80-20, 90-10, 40-60. You can choose the percentage, and it tells you how the performance has been. In this case, it tells me that I increased my cost per conversion by 4%, but that I generated 14% more conversions with the test that I've done. And in the table here, you can see the difference in terms of clicks, budget, conversion value, impressions, cost value per cost, and cost per conversion. Very effective. It is telling me, look, you generated 100 more conversion, pretty much a little bit more than that, for just $2 more. Maybe it's worth it keeping this experiment. I've done that without risking my original campaign and without making a mess in the account in case the experiment wouldn't work. And then we have the Reach Planner. The Reach Planner is another very good tool that I use a lot, and it is hidden under Tools and Settings and Reach Planner. Well, it's not really hidden, but many people skip that because they don't know what that means. Once you click on Reach Planner, you're going to create a new plan, select the currency and the location, and tell Google if you want to use YouTube only or YouTube and TV. YouTube and TV means that basically you have a budget for TV and you want to see how Google suggests to split the budget based on your goals. So it's going to ask you for dates, demographics, locations, audiences, and there are multiple options here such as lineups and devices that you can also select. Once you make all of your selections, you tell them what your goal is. Awareness, it could be consideration, it could be action. And as you can see here, awareness breaks down into two categories. One called efficient reach, which basically is described as get more reach for your budget with a mix of formats aimed at maximizing your reach. Or efficient completions, which reads increase awareness for your products or brand with a mix designed to drive completions, meaning full view of the video. Then again, consideration or action. Once you select it, you're gonna tell Google what your preferred breakdown of channels is. For example, no skippable in stream, I want 75% of the traffic. Skippable in stream, I want to 25% of the traffic. And then I put numbers down here for my campaign for TV. So I would say my duration is 7 days for $25,000 and I'm paying $10 per CPM. And then Google tells you, by the way, with the numbers you gave me, you could reach 2% of people in your category by allocating 1% to TV and 99% on YouTube. With such a low budget, of course, and maybe such a high CPM on TV, YouTube is telling me I can do a much better with a smaller budget. It kind of makes sense with a small budget. We all know a small budget YouTube is a no-brainer, but it's cool that I can provide this data to a client and explain how I would break out this budget and why with very precise numbers. And also we said that I use notes in graphs. So this is a graph for AdWords. Let's say I'm looking at the last 30 days and I have right here my graphs and something happened here. All of a sudden, my red line, which is phone calls to my website, went up. So let's say I made a change here. There is a little, when you select the date, there is a little thing called add note. You can add the note by putting description, and the little star right here will appear in the graph. Anytime you're going to see a star, now you know that you made a change and you want to check what's going on with the change. You're going to be able to easily communicate with your teammates or with your customers to explain them what happened there and why you made such a change. With that said, the next step is to use Account Insights. The last tip, as I promised, very short, live, but full of content for you guys. Under Insights, you're going to get an understanding of your week-over-week performance. This is actually a very good graph to send to your clients if you need to, Oh, conversion projected is happening to be 10% higher the last week with 4% more in cost with a projected CPA of $58. Very nice graph to share. As you can see here, it gives you some insights already that you can get an immediate glimpse of what's going on in the account. Under the insights, you're going to have a view of conversion decrease in your account and conversion increases. So here we see your conversion decreased in one campaign. I can click here and learn which campaign that is. Or my conversions increased across 3 campaigns. I can click here and figure out what campaigns those were. And before getting to the last slide, just a quick summary, guys. Today we talked about the 5 things that we don't know about Google Ads, and to summarize them once more, they are deleting data that is breaking the algorithmic optimization, experiments to test any sort of changes prior to making them live in your account, the Reach Planner, which is a great way and a great tool for agencies to figure out if you're better off diverting some of your TV budgets to YouTube or simply to plan your YouTube campaigns, the use of notes to always keep track of your changes and making sure that you optimize the campaigns following a meaningful strategy, and account insights to basically make sure that no matter what you do, you're going to have insights to share with your clients. So thank you so much again. Soon we will announce our next episode, which is going to be about GA4, and we are going to have a special guest for that episode. In the meantime, I thank you so much. If you're interested in joining us, you're always welcome to write me. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye-bye.